Should you play old school RuneScape in 2024? Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help and welcome back to another video today. So today we're going to be talking about every single thing in RuneScape and why I think it is a great game to play in 2024. So why use your time to play RuneScape when there are so many good games on the market right now? My friends have recently got me into Counter-Strike, and that's been taking up a little bit of my time. You know, we got Minecraft, of course, a classic one. We've got Grand Theft Auto 6 that's going to be released, I don't even know when. There's so many amazing and great games on the market, so why play old school RuneScape? Whenever I show anyone the game that I play, they say, why are you playing that pixelated game? Now, yes, the graphics are outdated compared to other games that you could play. This is old school RuneScape though, and it is based off a 2007 version of the game. But now there are plenty of options to fix your graphics or enhance them, I guess I should say. There is a client called HDOS that's actually partnered with Jagex now, and you can launch it right from the Jagex launcher, and you can actually play the, I guess, 2009, 2010 version of RuneScape's graphics, which enhances it quite a bit. It's actually beautiful, and I enjoy playing this client from time to time, brings back some nostalgic memories. Also, with the regular Runelite client, which 90% of the player base uses, you can enhance your graphics with the 117 HD plugin, and it makes the game look so much more alive and beautiful. One great thing about this game is there are weekly updates that have been happening for the past, 20 years, and with old school RuneScape, it is player driven, community driven, and it needs 70% of the votes to be a yes, or it won't come into the game. So this will pretty much make sure that there will never be an update that could kind of ruin the game, right? 70% of the players need to actually vote yes, or it won't come into the game. Now, a big win for old school RuneScape is there are no microtransactions, unlike pretty much every other MMO in the world. There is no microtransactions, so realistically this means no pay to win, right? You have to kind of earn everything yourself. Now, there is one exception to this. There are these things called bonds, which you can buy with real life money, and basically you can sell these bonds. Now, what the bonds are membership. So this gives players the option to buy their membership with in-game gold, and other players can buy the bonds and sell them for the gold, right? So there's a little bit there, but it's not game breaking. It's actually really good for the game, and so many people actually play the game for free because they use their in-game gold to buy their membership. Old school RuneScape has endless content to do. I've been playing RuneScape for 15 years, and I guess old school for 11 years ever since it's been out. There's so much on this game that you can do. You will never run out, and I'm still excited, and I still learn things every single day. Another really cool part about RuneScape is there are no classes or races or whatever other MMOs have where you have to choose one thing. You all start as a regular human, and you're free to train every single skill and unlock every piece of content the game has to offer. So you can start off and you can, have a sword, you can have a bow and arrow, and you can also cast spells, right? You're not locked to one class, which I think is a huge win for RuneScape. Okay, so let's talk about the actual content of the game. The main part of the game is skills. Now, there's 23 unique skills, and you can train them from levels 1 to 99. And any of these skills can take between 50 to 60 hours, all the way to 200 to 300 hours to actually max out and get to 99. They range from attack and strength, range and magic, where you're fighting enemies, all the way to, say, crafting, where you're making armor, or fishing, or mining, or chopping trees, or farming. And each one of these skills has a purpose in the game, and leveling them all together will benefit your account. Also, a lot of the skills go hand in hand, so training your mining will help you train smithing. Training your fishing will help you train cooking. Training woodcutting will help you train, say, fire making, fletching, and construction. A lot of these skills go hand in hand in helping each other, so the more you train all of your skills, the bigger and the better your account will be. Quests. Let's talk about quests. Now, they're very different than the traditional MMO quests where it's go kill X amount of creatures and then you come back to get your reward. They're full storylines. Now, these quests can range from baking a cake for a chef all the way to saving a girl from an ancient pyramid in the desert, and then all the way to completing a endgame raid, and that's the entire quest. And some of them can take like 20 to 30 minutes, and some of them can take like 5 to 6 hours, and you will be rewarded for it. Now, quest rewards can be as simple as maybe getting a little bit of experience in a skill or a little bit of gold for your time and effort doing the quest, or they can be unlocking a brand new item or maybe a spell book, and some of the high-end quests will unlock you a brand new city or town that you can explore. Now, another cool thing about quests is you don't have to do them in a specific order either. You can kind of just choose which quest or which quest line you want to do. Now, some of the medium to high level quests will have like other quests that you need to do in order to do this one first, but there's really no specific order, so you can kind of tackle it at your own pace and do what you want when you want. Next, I want to talk about achievement diaries. Now, each town or region in the game will have a set of achievement diaries you can do, ranging from easy to medium to hard to elite, and you can complete all these little tasks in the game that will require maybe a certain skill to actually finish that, or maybe a quest done to finish that achievement off. And once you finish each one of the tiers, you will get rewarded with some perk that will help you either within the town or that you can use throughout the whole game. Now, some of these can be as simple as like running a lap in their town course, and that will be one of the achievement diaries done, or say killing a cow. And some of them will range for unlocking all of the armors or all of the points in a mini game, and it can take you a very, very long time. So it's really cool, and a little side thing that you can do that you will get some experience and some cool rewards for each town. The thing I really like about achievement diaries is once you've finished it, you feel like you are kind of like a master of that region, right? You've kind of done all of the easy to hard tasks in that part of the game. Then we've got combat tasks. These range from easy all the way to Grand Master. There's so many different ones in the combat tasks, and they can be as simple as, say, killing a dragon, all the way up to defeating one of like the hardest raids in the game on expert mode, right? So there are all these like little different achievements that you can do with combat to kind of make yourself better at combat in the game, right? And you also get rewarded for doing so. Then we've got the collection log. Now, the collection log is this gigantic book that will store everything that you've pretty much done in the game, and lots of players are trying to complete the full log. Now, this ranges from all the bosses that you've killed, right? It will list all of their unique drops, and once you fill up all of their unique drops, you complete that section of the collection log. And this is for all the raids, all the clue scrolls, all the mini games, and just other miscellaneous tasks like skilling activities or even Slayer, right? You can fill up all the different collection log slots in the game. This will take you a very, very long time, but it's something really cool to kind of knock out over time and slowly progress your account that way. And the thing I really like about the collection log is you'll find yourself doing activities that you never would have done if the collection log didn't exist, right? And some of those activities can be a lot of fun. Also, the collection log is really cool because it's bringing dead content sort of back to life. Next, I want to talk about treasure trails. Now, treasure trails are these little items called clue scrolls around the game, ranging from beginner all the way to master. And it's basically a treasure map where you have to go dig certain locations, kill certain creatures, and eventually go through a bunch of different steps. And then you will get a casket as a reward, and you can open this to gain a bunch of random unique items that can only be obtained through the treasure trails. Very fun activity. Something I really want to work on a lot this year is doing a lot more of the clue scrolls. If you like bosses on games, old school RuneScape has so many different bosses, ranging from a giant mole all the way to a general god, basically. There's so many different bosses in this game, and with such a simple combat system, they've made the combat triangle work and make these bosses super mechanically challenging, and they can take you a very long time to learn, but you will be rewarded for it. Bossing is probably one of the best ways to actually make money in the game, and it's just so much fun. I can kill bosses for hours and hours and hours and not get bored, and it's fun to switch up the bosses from time to time and try and complete the whole collection logs for them and get all the unique drops and make a ton of money. Also, we've got raids on old school RuneScape. Currently, right now, we have 3 raids. We've got the Chambers of Zarek, we've got the Theater of Blood, and the Tombs of a Masket. Now, I've only really delved deep into the Tombs of a Masket, and it's probably one of my favorite pieces of content on the game. Basically, what it is, a raid is you go through completing puzzles and mini bosses, and then eventually taking on a, like, huge boss at the end. Each one can take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to complete, and again, there's collection log slots and unique items that you can get. And honestly, raiding is so much fun. You can do it by yourself, solo, or in a group of, say, up to 8 people, and it's just a blast. Some of the best memories I have are from the raids. Old school RuneScape has a ton of mini games, these little things that you can kind of play on the side and you will get rewards for doing so. A lot of them are like team based or strategic in a way where one game, for example, is called Pest Control, and it has these portals that keep letting enemies out. So every single person in the mini game will have to kind of go and try and destroy these portals and take out all of the creatures before all the creatures get to the center. So it's kind of like a really team-based effort in order to win the game. Then there's complete opposite ones like Soul Wars, where there'll be 2 teams fighting pretty much to the death, and you want to kill each other's guardian, right? Now, these mini games can honestly be a lot of fun, a little thing you can do on the side of your journey to maybe get some cool cosmetic items or some really cool items that will actually benefit your account. One thing a lot of players go for is the Fighter Torso, which is an item from the Barbarian Assault minigame, which is a minigame a lot of people don't like, but it is another one that you need to be really strategic with a team. And once you actually delve into it, it can be a lot of fun. I hated it when I first started it, but once you really get to know all the mechanics of the minigame and have a good team, it can be a blast. Player versus player. Of course, old school RuneScape has PvP. Now, PvP is pretty much what it is like 2 players fighting to the death, and the winning player gets all of the items that the other player had on them. So it's a very risky thing. A lot of people build specific accounts to kind of dominate in the PvP scenarios, and it can be a lot of fun, but you kind of really need to know what you're doing and be really strategic and know the tick system of the game. And yeah, it takes a very long time to learn PvP. I really don't know how to do it myself. It can be a lot of fun though, and if you don't want to risk all your items, you can still take part in this. There's a couple mini games like I mentioned. We've got Soul Wars, where you can kind of fight other players to the death without really risking your items at all. We've also got Last Man Standing in the Wilderness, which is sort of like a Hunger Games-esque thing where everyone starts with nothing. You kind of gotta loot chests and then fight each other to the death. So if you want to kind of learn PvP, that's probably the best way you can do it at the start anyways, until you kind of get more confident. But it can be a lot of fun. I know a lot of the player base only plays RuneScape to participate in PvP. Old school RuneScape also has a ton of different game modes. So there's the traditional standard game mode where you can just play with no restrictions, have free trade, and do whatever you want. Then there are Ironman, and basically what an Ironman account is you can't trade other players or use the Grand Exchange, which is the trading system, and you kind of have to unlock every single item yourself. So say you want to make a potion, you need to get all the ingredients for that potion, which will require you to train farming, will require you to get a secondary ingredient, get the level for it and everything. So it's a lot more challenging. You really need to know a lot about RuneScape. This is currently the game mode that I play because I'm an experienced RuneScape player, and I find the game Ironman game mode super challenging and fun, and it really makes you kind of like go out of the box to do everything and do 10 things before you actually want to do the one goal that you actually had set for. I think it's a lot of fun, but you kind of need to be more experienced for that. Then there is a hardcore Ironman, which is kind of the same as an Ironman, but you only have 1 life. So once you die once, you'll be reverted to a regular Ironman. Now, for those who want an insane challenge, there is an ultimate Ironman, where it's a regular Ironman. Besides, you don't even have access to the bank, so you've only got your inventory to work with. It's crazy, but some players have actually maxed an account without a bank. Also, there are temporary game modes that come on from time to time, like Deadman mode, which is kind of like the entire world is a PvP scenario, which can be fun for some players for sure. They've also got leagues, which are another temporary game mode where there's boosted experience and different relics that you can mess with, and it's kind of it's a couple months of fun, let me tell you that. Okay, so now I'm going to be talking about some pros that old school RuneScape has that maybe it didn't in the past. So first of all, we have Runelite, and Runelite is a client that you can launch your game on, and it will have all these plugins built in for you that will help you throughout the game, and they can, you know, change your graphics, add little layouts and tiles to things, kind of make you be able to customize the game and make it a little bit easier, right? There's also plugins to help you with bossing. There's a wiki sync plugin that will like link your account to the old school RuneScape wiki, which I will actually talk about after. You can make tile indicators, boss plugins, like I said, right? You can kind of play the game how you want to. You can change your interface styles. There's so many different things you can do with Runelite. I have a top plugins video, which I will leave a link to in the description if you want to see my favorite top plugins. Account security is something I want to talk about that they've kind of done a pretty decent job at fixing. Now you can make a Jagex account and merge all of your existing RuneScape accounts into this one account that you can have it be more secure, like the two-factor authenticator, and just it's really good. I've really had no issues with it. It makes launching the game so much easier. It makes managing different accounts so much easier, and you know, you don't have to remember a million different passwords if you play multiple accounts. So I think the Jagex account and the Jagex launcher is definitely a win. Now, old school RuneScape has a mobile client that you can download for iOS and Android and actually play your account on your phone. Crazy. I know so many people who actually play the entire game from the phone, and they keep working on updates to improve the UI and make it a better experience for all the players that use it, because they know so many people use the mobile client, and it's a reason a lot of players actually came back to the game. So yeah, you can actually play this entire game on your phone. Now, RuneScape has like this AFK aspect to it, where not every activity that you'll be doing in the game is super click intensive, like a game like Call of Duty, for example, right? There's times where you can relax and just fish at a pond or do whatever you want to do. Now, this makes this a great game to play if you're, say, in college or in school, or, you know, if you have a job, you can work from home and you want to play some RuneScape on the side. It makes it really good because you can do that. Now, some activities in this game you have to, you know, fully be paying attention to, like if you're in a raid or bossing, but other activities you can, you know, train a bit AFK. So mining I'll use as an example. You can train mining the traditional way, where you mine ore really fast and, you know, bank it or drop it. Or if you want to, you know, sit back and relax, maybe watch a movie or work on some homework, you can do something like the shooting stars, where you click it, you know, 10 minutes later you can click it again. And this makes it really cool because you can actually kind of gain progress, a lot slower progress, keep in mind, but still be gaining progress, kind of like brain dead or not really paying attention to. And this makes it great, like I said, if you are in college. Now, on my way to maxing my Ironman account, I AFK'd so many skills while I was in college. I got my 99 crafting, my 99 fletching, 99 cooking, 99 fishing. It was just such a great thing to do on the side when I realistically shouldn't have been playing a game, you know what I mean? So I kind of did it without even really noticing, and I gained so much progress and gold. Now, the last reason I'm going to mention about why you should play old school RuneScape in 2024 is because of the community. Old school RuneScape has such a strong community that is so passionate about this game. It's just crazy. Still to this day, you can walk up to a player and ask for help, and they will probably honestly take the time out of their day to help you, right? Now, of course, not everyone's going to be this nice or whatever, but the community for this game is so strong. Like, if Jagex pushes something the players don't want, they will sit there in a town and riot for days and days until it gets resolved, right? If something maybe went wrong, and the opposite for if something goes right, like the community will make a bunch of videos on it, praise Jagex. And I really do think this game has such a great community. You can join different clans, Discord groups, you know, watch YouTube videos, and you know, you can tell everyone is super passionate about the game. And also Jagex themselves, the old school RuneScape team at Jagex, you can tell that they love the game and they want the game to keep growing, and they will try their best to, you know, not make any bad updates or bad decisions that will harm the game. Half of the people that work there play the game on their spare time. And all of the Jagex team have Twitters where you can actually reach out to them and ask them questions. And I know a lot of them reply and are very, very active on Twitter, like Modash, for example. Updates to look forward to coming in 2024. We might be getting a new skill, which is this sailing skill. It has passed the polls and it's being developed and worked on right now. So maybe we'll be getting a brand new skill this year. That is very, very exciting. The first new skill that old school RuneScape has seen in 11 years. Also, we're going to be getting a bunch of brand new towns and areas like the Varlamore, a bunch of new bosses and a bunch of new raids, and also a ton of new quests that they will be putting into the game this year. So there's so much to actually look forward to. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. This was my should you play old school RuneScape in 2024, and yes, you definitely should. Thank you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.